Hey guys, welcome back to Just Carve Rob. And what are we working on today, Rob? Well, I figured we'd carve another leprechaun. Another leprechaun, he says. Another leprechaun. St. Patrick's Day is dead and gone, Rob. Why are you carving another leprechaun? Well, because this one I want to give a little body to. So we got our center lines marked in. We got our hat marked out. And we are going to be power carving this dude instead of using a knife. So it should go a little bit quicker. But still, we got to fire up our noisemakers. We've got our Dremel set up with a kutzall. It's a Dremel 4000 flex shaft with setup with the kutzall extreme burr. We're going to get rid of some material quick. All right. So let's get it started. Let's get this started. Alright guys, Dremel 4000 with the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. And we're starting on the top of the hat. This is my last piece of cedar from Ladner, British Columbia. The Geordie sent me down. Sent it down across the border. And this is it. The last piece. Last little chunk I had. And we're starting on the hat. This stuff don't carve very well with a knife, but it carves super great with a Dremel. Yeah, most of your cedar and pine are hard to carve with a knife. Well, pine's a little bit harder than this, so I have carved a lot of pine with a knife. This soft cedar here is it's kind of like the balsa wood experiment. It tears more than it cuts. Okay, so now we're tapering the back of the hat back because we have the rim of the hat on an angle. So we got to kind of bring that back of the hat back to make everything look like it's on this head right, because you can't have the back straight and the brim angled on it. So we have to aim the top of the hat back toward the same angle the brim is on. We're also angling the hat kind of funnel shaped down, so we're leaving the top bigger and we're doing that funnel shape down towards the bottom of the brim. I was watching a Lucky Charms commercial. Lucky Charms! I was watching a Lucky Charms commercial the other day, and I noticed that their hats are slightly tapered from the top to the bottom. So now we're undercutting the bottom part of the brim of the hat. And we know we got to go deep on the corners because the hat gets rounded, right? We're not leaving a square hat on our little leprechaun. He can't be having a square hat now, can he? No. Bapping his leprechauns over there in Ireland. Yeah, he's doing some good carving over there, that Bap. Alright, so now we're marking his ear. We're going to give him ears. Big ears sticking out from underneath his hat. I think that's why the little green folk are always so mad, because of their big ears sticking out from their hat. Maybe. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Do you know Geordie? I don't know. Geordie and his big fancy chainsaws. Yeah. Big fancy chainsaws. I don't got no big fancy chainsaws. Anywho. We'll be cutting here. Pretty soon we'll be running a chainsaw out there cutting wood. We're not carving, but we're going to be cutting firewood for next year already. We've got to be getting that done because I don't like doing it in the fall. I'd rather do it now. So we'll go down to the local sawmill and see what they're charging for slab wood. this year. Imagine because of COVID, it's going to be out freaking rageous. But we'll see. Carve, carve, carve. Now we're making the brim of the hat round. We're staying away from, we want to kind of leave that spot where the ears are alone. So we'll carve up to the ears and stop. And then we'll continue to make it round. And carve and carve and carving. And we're going to have to flatten the brim of that hat out too. But right now we're more worried about, I like doing the hat first because then that gives you an idea of where to put the face. You know, if you just go in there and start carving the face, and then you got to carve the hat to match the face. As far as placement, right? So I'd rather, what I do is I carve the hat, at least get it roughed in so I know where it's going to be before I start on the face. Boy, it's a nasty looking day here in Michigan. It's cloudy and rainy and cold. It's like 40-some degrees. And we got our eagle cane done. We got it all fixed up and it's ready to go bye-bye. Ready to go back across the state. We will take some video of that at the beginning of the next video. For those of you that wondered how it came out. And so that's all done. And it can go home. It can go home. He's all fixed up. Just made it out to the carving shop here. Getting all started up for the day. I don't know about this guy. I don't know if I like him. But it is what it is. If they always, I always say, when you're carving something, it always looks like crap until you get it done, right? Once you get all the detail work put into it, and if you paint it, paint it. If you put a coating on it, put a coating on it. And they always seem to come out better at the end, I think. You just have to keep rolling with it until it's done. Sometimes they become some of your best carvings, I think. The ones that you say, oh my goodness, did I mess this poor feller up? And when they get done, you're like, wow, that isn't half bad. We'll put them on the shelf. Since we don't have no leprechauns up on the shelf, I think that's what we'll do. Here in the near future, we will be carving a skull. Yep, we're going to be carving a cedar skull. A piece of this piece of wood here. Like I said, this is my last piece of cedar that I got, that Jordy sent me from over there in West Canada. Ladner, Canada, BC, British Columbia. And so we use it for special projects. And I want to carve a little skull to put on my shelf. It'll be about the same size as the one on the skull cane. Matter of fact, we'll be using the skull cane as a reference. Alright, so now we've gone to the S.C.M high-speed air tool with the very small finishing burr. And we're cutting that little clover leaf in there. Yep, we put a little clover leaf in this guy's headband. Just like the Lucky Charms guy. He has that green clover in his headband, he does. And you can see we're cutting it in about, believe it or not, I'm going about 1/16 of an inch deep here. Cutting this headband in. Makes it set out really nice from the hat. And we will carve the hat down behind the headband. Okay. This is an awesome tool, guys. if you have the opportunity to get one, I mean, if you like doing little detail work like me, you know, this is a great tool for this. I guess I can't say how much I really like it. All right, so now we got the fine burr in there. It's a fine kutzall burr. Okay, we're changing that out. Decided I didn't like it, to the fine taper bur. What I like about this taper bur is that it's small, and this is the gold fine, and it's long. So I can span from the top of the hat down to the headband of the hat and get all of that hat there on the same plane. You know what I'm saying? It gets rid of a lot of the lumps and bumps from like the flame burr. You can see I'm cutting along the headband, so I'm tucking that clover leaf. Looks like it's tucked behind the headband. And you can see I'm reaching all the way down to the headband from the top to the bottom. And we've got that, we're holding it at an angle so that our hat has that funnel shape to it. And then we're cleaning out the center of the buckle, which will be gold. The band will be brown. The hat will be green. Well, if the hat's green, then how will we see the clover? It's easy. We'll make the clover a darker green. We'll use a lighter green on the hat and a darker green on the clover. So the clover will be kind of camouflaged in there, but it's one of them happy little surprises that you get when you really study the piece. All right? All right. You always got to hide little Easter eggs in there, you know. Whoop. Wrong holiday. Wrong holiday. But I guess we tend to call little surprises, you know, even in video games, they call them Easter eggs. You got to find the little Easter eggs. Okay, so our little green clover will be part of a little Easter egg hunt on this fella. And now we're flattening out that. Remember, we have to cut the back of the hat down. Now, if you look at the hat, you can see that it's on that. It all looks straight like it's supposed to. The top of the hat matches the angle of the brim of the hat. It always, always keep that in mind when you're cleaning up and shaping, to keep that angle going down, eh? You got to keep it going down. Now we're working on the ears a little bit, removing wood, and there's the hairline. We're undercutting it with that fine bit, getting it shaped. We'll have to cut. Remember, you got to cut up underneath your hat. There you go. You got to cut up underneath the hat because the back of your head is round, right? It's round. Round like a basketball, my friends. Round. So remember to cut the back of your hair up under your hat and the top of your head, your forehead up underneath your hat. And I will come back with the S.C.M tool and put a very fine cut up underneath there to make it look like your head is actually rolling up underneath that hat. It's all about the details, my friends. It's all about the details. Everybody goes, how do I make my carvings better, Rob? I say, well, it's like this. The details. Pay attention to your details. The more details, the better it is. And now we're going to draw the nose in. Okay? So what I'm doing with the knife is I'm planing that out to make both sides at the same angle, or try as close as I can anyway. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. Heck, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time until it gets done. That's why I always wait to do the voiceover until the last thing. Otherwise, you'll just have me yada, 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 blah, 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 and through the whole video like I do anyway. But at least this way it's more directed towards the carving instead of to my foolishness. All right, so now we have the micro carver with a carbide flame burr, 1/32 shaft. Okay? And you notice I use this flame burr a lot because it makes such nice cuts, especially when it's new and sharp, and this one's getting old and dull, and this wood is nice and soft. So the old and dull works with the old and dull works good with the soft wood. but not so good with the basswood. Okay, it's getting to the point where it's starting to tear basswood a little bit. The harder woods, I think it will just burn it. Just burn it like them cheap Dremel bits. So we're shaping the nose. Boy, does he got the big honker, eh? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, laddie boy. We'll be cutting her down. All right, now we got that. This is the coarse. See, it's silver. That means it's the kutzall coarse burr. And hey, guys, while we're talking about kutzall burrs, I'd just like to say that I am an affiliate of Kutzall and would like, if you guys need any burrs, I can save you some money on them. I can save you 5%. 5% on your Kutzall burrs. Just follow the link below to Kutzall and use the code CARVEROB in all capital letters and save yourself 5% on your Kutzall burrs if you're interested. All right? All right. All right, so you notice we do use a lot of Kutzall burrs here. And this, like I said, this is the Kutzall coarse flame burr. We also like to use the Kutzall fine flame burr, and we also like to use the Kutzall extremes. And, yeah, so Kutzall's a great burr. Give them a try. I'm sure you'll like them. And now we're cutting the eye mounds back. You see how we're leaving a lot of wood there, though? I'm taking away a lot of wood down at the bottom to make the nose stick out, but I've learned, now this is just my opinion and how I do it, but I learned the more wood I can leave for the eyes, the better off I am. In my older videos, you'll notice that I cut the nose in deep, and then I'll cut that eye ridge in deep. Well, with a little bit of time and practice, it tells me not to do that. Okay. So I try to leave as much wood up where the eyes are going to be as I can, because you can always take the wood away, guys. That's why I start out with such a big nose all the time. Right? I make my nose really big, and then I work my nose down. Okay. And the other thing I learned about putting eyes in, you're going to end up, well, I do anyway, end up shaving the nose down after you cut the eye in. You'll end up shaving the nose down. So now we're cutting the nostrils in there. You can see how I like doing it. I learned this little trick from Kevin over at Sticks and Stones Carving that he's gone missing. Kevin's gone missing. Instead of Find Waldo, now it's Find Kevin. So you can see that how I do that, right? I poke it in there. Up there where I want the nostrils to be, I poke it in, and then I bring it right around to the bottom of the nose. Okay, now we're working on an eyeball. And don't do it the way I do it, because I probably do it wrong. But I'll show you anyway how I do it. Okay, you see I'm bringing the right there by the nose, I'm bringing it up and around. If you look at your own face, you'll see that it doesn't go to a sharp point in the corner. The nose kind of rounds into the eye. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Believe me, I am no pro at this. It's taken me forever to figure out how I do eyes, right? I've studied a bunch of other characters out there on YouTube, how they do eyes. And I just kind of take what I need to take from them. Sorry. And then you have to incorporate it into your own style, is all I can say. Eyes are hard for me. Animal eyes are pretty easy. They're just kind of round. But human eyes are a bit of a pain. You can see, now this is 2 times the speed. So you can see how slow I'm moving here. Okay, you figure this is 2 times the speed. And it's slow. So if it was at regular speed, you'd be like taking a nap in between the cuts, right? And you can see I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it. I'm kind of scared. Mama! But Mama ain't going to help you. Nope. She'll just say, "Get after it, laddie buck. Just get her done, eh?" My mom, yeah, sounds like she's a cross between a leprechaun and a Canadian. Hey, sorry, Mom. We have fun, don't we? We have fun. At least I'm having fun. Cross between a leprechaun and a Canadian. Oh, I'll hear about that on what's the next holiday? Easter. I'll hear that on Easter. Laddie buck. Hey, laddie buck, get her done. Anyway, back to the carving. The nice thing about this, if there's a nice thing about having a dull burr, is that it acts more like a sander than a cutter. So you can see I rounded the eyes over there in his eyeball, his eye hole. And if you go by the what they say, the dimensions of the eye and the nose and all that, I am so far off. Your eyeball should be the same width of your nose, okay? But I don't think I have enough wood there to make an eyeball that big. Oh, where are you going? Get back here. Okay. Okay, now we're going to try making these eyes we're going to try creating the same eyeball, which I really do not have any success with. So what I did is I went from the center of the eyeball and I drew a line straight across. Okay, so that tells me at least they should be at least level, right? You shouldn't look like he's cockeyed. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, so now we're coming back in there with that carbide flame burr and the micro carver, and we're cutting that in there. And then down at the bottom, trying to get that. Man, there's a shadow there, so you can't really see it, eh? Now the hat's blocking it. I do not know what that was all about, but I thought this eye would be better because, I don't know, for demonstration purposes, but okay, so you can see we cut the upper eyebrow in. And this guy's got eyeball problems. He needs a plastic surgeon, I think. No, he needs a tree doctor because he's made out of wood. He needs an arborist. Arborist? Is that what they're called? Arborist? The guys that take care of trees? Arborist? So he needs an arborist. You know what wooden leprechauns are afraid of? Termites. Yeah, termites. Oh, somebody's out there riding a dirt bike around. I hear it screaming out there. Okay, so yep. We're getting the little eyeballs. I don't have room for eye bags. Of course, his bottom eyelids are big enough to be eye bags, right? But with a little piece like this, if you start trying to cut them eyebrows, the eyelids thin, especially with cedar, they will just chip away. They'll just chip out on you. I mean, I've had that problem with basswood too. You start getting your eyebrows really thin, your eyelids are really thin, and they want to chip out on you. So the bigger the carving, the easier the eyelids are. Holy mackerel. Now there's a couple of them out there tearing it up. So, little carvings are fun. But if you want to really get some eye detail going, I think the bigger carvings are easier. Because they're, with the bigger the carving, the bigger the wood, and it allows you to get those eyelids down. So now we're separating the eyebrows from the rest of the head there. So we're wrapping it under. There they go. They think that's because I live on a dead-end dirt road that they can rip it up and down this road 200 miles an hour. They get down there and they're like, oh, this road's a dead end, meatheads. So there's our eyebrows cut in. It's kind of got a neutral expression, I think. Either that or he's a little grumpy. Somebody's trying to steal his Lucky Charms pot of gold. Okay. So you can see there that we're getting that cut up and underneath. Working the nostrils. Now we're working the cheeks back a little bit there. Still working underneath those eyes, getting everything squared up. And I don't know how much it's going to change from there, because we haven't done it yet, right? We haven't carved it. I don't never know where the carvings are going until I get there with them. I got an idea of where I want them to go, but then they just kind of end up going wherever they like. So that's it for this one, guys. Share, subscribe, like, check the links and descriptions below. And thank you to you guys that have bought me a coffee this week. There will be a link to a PayPal down there if you want to help support the channel. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you all on the next one. All right? All right. Bye-bye.